Welcome, wrestling fans. Welcome to Curtain Jerkin. As always, I'm your host, Jacob Grondy, reporting for the Main Event Marks YouTube channel. You can also check me out on Spotify. However you're listening to my voice, I appreciate it. We're going to be talking about AEW Rampage, AEW Collision. We're going to be talking about Top Dollar and GCW. We're going to be talking mainly about the Royal Rumble. Let's just dive into it. That's right, Top Dollar was in GCW in Tampa. So this was, they were playing off of the Royal Rumble being in town, and they had a showcase. This is kind of how GCW's made its name for itself. It's kind of like a low-key Royal Rumble weekend, which is kind of cool. I would love to have done that. Go to Tampa, Florida, check out an indie show, then check out the Royal Rumble. And he wrestled Joey Janela. People, AEW fans know Joey Janela. People know Joey Janela from Joey Janela's Spring Break. Every year at WrestleMania time, you see Joey Janela's Spring Break. Never thought he would wrestle Top Dollar. Top Dollar looked like Top Dollar, kind of sloppy, more sizzle than steak when it comes to his wrestling abilities, but it's some sizzle. He had it. I think he might have won over some fans. I can see him wrestling a little more in GCW. We would have to see where it goes. Jumping over to SmackDown, also on Friday night, the Kabuki Warriors won the tag team titles. I don't know what the point of that was. I like that they had it on Chance and Carter, but, hot potatoing the tag titles back and forth to create a good feud for WrestleMania works with me. I think that these two teams would work well together, and I'm into it. I'm into this feud here, the Kabuki Warriors versus Chance and Carter. But let's jump right into Royal Rumble. Hogan putting over Tampa Bay, ready to rumble. Not a bad promo. Wise to keep it as a video package because, you got to kind of play Hogan up because it's his home area. But you don't want to have him in front of that crowd because he could get booed in front of his hometown like he did WrestleMania 37, and you never want that. Pat McAfee comes out. He's over as hell. He is on commentary for the Royal Rumble and will be on commentary for Raw for the foreseeable future, which is kind of cool. Over 48,000 in attendance. But let's rank all four of these matches from worst to first. I like that there was just four matches. I mean, 2 Rumble matches is big. And then you have, the Universal title. You got Logan Paul. You don't want to rush the Rumble because when you rush the Rumble, it's a bad Rumble. You need the Rumble to really take its time. But I would say that the worst match on the show was the Universal title match. I feel like LA Knight got a bigger reaction than anybody else who came out. The biggest reaction. They yahed super loud when it was, time for them to say LA Knight, yeah. So that was kind of cool. Match starts. They brawl to the announce desk. Back in the ring, Roman is in control, holds the one up. They all hold the ones up. I mean, you can really see that he is super over. Kind of, I would say, at a level that Cena was at for a very small time in his career. Like, I would say WrestleMania 22 Cena, where really most people were cheering for him, and he was going up against Triple H. I would say Roman Reigns has that now, where everyone thinks he's a big deal. Most people like him. He's seen as the biggest star, and he was out there wrestling 3 other men that night. Superman punch misses. Yeah, punches. BFT. Styles breaks it up. Styles clash to Roman, 1-2, LA Knight breaks it up. RKO to LA Knight, RKO to AJ, RKO to Roman, 1-2, Solo pulls out the ref, stacks Knight and Orton on top of each other, tries to take out Styles, he dodges it, and then Solo goes through the guardrail. You kind of see this spot a lot. Phenomenal forearm. Roman falls on the others. 1-2. They all kick out at once. Styles gets a chair. Spear to Orton. He rolls out of the ring. LA Knight drops Roman but can't hit the BFT. Superman punch. Spear to AJ. 1-2-3. Roman gets the victory. As over as I said Roman Reigns was, I think they do have to take the title off him. I feel like people they see Roman as a big deal, but they're slowly getting tired of this world title reign. I know that, he's really close to passing. I think he already passed Hulk Hogan, but he's really close to passing Bruno Sammartino. And I think if the right situation calls for it, that's great. History is meant to be built upon. Records are meant to be broken. But I don't think that they should have it on him for as long as they had it on Bruno. I think Cody needs to finish his story at WrestleMania. But number 3 out of 4, Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens comes out swinging, then Logan starts to fly, locks in the octopus. This was kind of cool, how they do all the Eddie spots to get heat on Logan Paul. Here he is locking in an Antonio Inoki-inspired octopus. Then goes after the injured hand of Kevin Owens. Goes for the 619. Kevin Owens dodges it, running senton. Paul with his knees up. KO Fisherman Buster to Logan Paul on his own knee. That looked kind of snug. Cannonball, not once but twice. Frog Splash, 1, 2. No. Logan with the buckshot lariat. Huge crossbody. 1, 2. Kevin Owens kicks out. Logan bleeding. Corey, you said no man could suplex Kevin Owens. Watch me. Is what Logan Paul on the top rope doing a superplex, and then he doesn't do it. This cracked me up here. That was good. Big right hand, 1, 2. Kevin Owens kicks out again. Some guy named Jeff. The ref wants him out. Jeff just shows up. I don't really know who Jeff is. Security throws out Jeff. But then Grayson Waller and Austin Theory come out to give the brass knuckles to Logan Paul. Kevin Owens takes him, clocks him, 1, 2. Ref sees the brass knucks and calls for the bell and, gives the match to Logan Paul for Kevin Owens using the brass knuckles that some guy named Jeff and Grayson Waller and Austin Theory tried to give to Logan Paul. Thus, Logan Paul is still the champion. Wow, that was pretty good, but who the fuck is Jeff? Kevin Owens pissed and wants to attack Logan Paul, puts him through a table, but who the fuck is Jeff? Interesting finish with Kevin Owens getting caught and everything like that. Solid in-ring work during the body of the match, but who the fuck is Jeff? I don't know Jeff. Am I supposed to know Jeff? A lot of WWE fans get mad at AEW because you're supposed to know who all these Japanese guys are, but at least they're in the realm of wrestling. I don't know who this fucking Jeff guy is. I know all the Japanese guys, but I still sympathize with people who are critiquing AEW in that way, saying that you're supposed to know who all these guys are when you're just watching AEW. But I'm just watching WWE here, and I don't know who the fuck Jeff is. I knew who KSI dancing around with a Prime bottle was, and all he did was get put through a table. But Jeff shows up. I have no clue who Jeff is. I don't know how I'm supposed to know who Jeff is. I watch some of these WWE superstars appear on the Logan Paul podcast. Like I watched the John Cena one. I watched Roman Reigns. But I never see Jeff on there. Who the fuck is Jeff? Who the fuck is Jeff? That was the third best match on the show out of 4. Number 2, the Women's Rumble. A lot of people say that the Men's Rumble wasn't as good as the Women's Rumble. I disagree. I think the Men's Rumble was better. We'll talk about that later. Going into the Women's, Natty entering first. But number 2, the bigger story, Naomi, back from TNA. Welcome back chance. She's hyped up. Bayley comes out, and Naomi makes her eat her ass right away. Just boom, right there. Bayley even posts a story saying that she gets her groceries from Naomi. Candice LeRae at 4 comes out to crickets. No one gives a fuck. Jordynne Grace, though, at number 5, TNA champion, comes out. Forbidden Door crosses over. Triple H said that he didn't want to talk about the Forbidden Door, but I'll talk about it. The partnership, the Forbidden Door, however you want to bring it up, Jordynne Grace went through that shit and came out at the Royal Rumble. Indy Hartwell number 6. Asuka number 7. Bayley saves Asuka from being eliminated and gets rid of Hartwell. Ivy Nile at number 8 delivers a snug elbow to Natty. Ninja Warrior Carter comes out at number 9. Belair comes out at number 10. Kairi Sane 11. Ring is filling up. Candice is gone. Tegan Knox at 12. She throws out her partner, Natty, and then Bayley throws her out. Katana Chance comes out at 13. Kairi hangs on the apron a little bit. She's hanging, but then she gets eliminated. Asuka gets eliminated. New champs gone by the former champs. Chelsea Green at 14. Grace skins the cat. KOD on the apron to eliminate Jordan Grace here. Piper Niven at number 15. Xia Li at number 16. Both ladies with some wild entrance gear. Selena Vega at number 17. Crazy entrance gear as well for Selena Vega. I didn't know what was going on. I don't watch anime. I don't play video games. Not insulting anyone who does, but I feel like if I did, I would understand Selena Vega's entrance gear. Maxine Dupree at 18. Nia Jax at 19. Throws out Xia and Nile. She fucks up slamming Piper Niven on Chelsea. It's Nia Jax. She's got to botch something. Still looked kind of cool. Shotzi at number 20. Maxine gone. Piper gone. Mia gone. Carter gone. Becky Lynch at number 21. Huge pop. Chelsea gone. Elba Fire at number 22. They showed the length of the top 3 times for how long these women were in a Royal Rumble match, which was kind of cool. Like the statistic on the side, the top left, and having the Iron Men of the match, so to speak, the Iron Women, I should say. Bayley at the top of this, of course, been in there for like 30-some minutes at this point. Shayna Baszler at number 23. Valhalla at number 24. She comes out. Michael Cole puts over the antlers. Something about these antlers. I had no clue what the fuck he was talking about. And then R-Truth's music hits. He runs past Valhalla. Valhalla pissed at R-Truth. R-Truth thinks it's the men's Rumble match. Somehow in this debacle of a fuck up here by R-Truth, hilarious debacle, Valhalla gets thrown out at 5 seconds, and she is now tied for the shortest amount of time in a women's Royal Rumble match. Michin comes out at number 25. Fire is gone. Zoe Starks comes out at 26. Shayna has eliminated Zelina in a power bomb off the apron. Zoe lands a kick on Baszler and then she throws out Fire. That was kind of a cool elimination. Roxanne Perez at number 27. Nia throws out 2 more, which gives her 8, which means that she's tied for the most ever eliminations by a female competitor in the Women's Royal Rumble match. But then number 28, Jade, picks up Nia and throws her bitch ass over the top. Tiffany Stratton at number 29. Liv Morgan at number 30. She's back. She was high as hell in that car, but she looked like she was feeling a high from the crowd cheering uproariously for her coming out. Solid group surprises in the last 5 there. It was cool to see Jade. It was cool to see Liv Morgan back. So, a nice little mix-up there toward the end. Then I think Liv Morgan throws out Zoe. Roxanne gets thrown out. Tiffany Stratton gets thrown out. Jade and Bianca stare down, but then they both get taken out. Then Jade throws out Becky and Naomi. Stratton hanging out, hanging on to Bianca's hair and avoid getting eliminated. But then Bayley boots them both down. Liv, Bayley, and Jade. I think I mixed this up, but Liv, Bayley, and Jade are the last 3. Morgan gets thrown out. Morgan throws out Jade. Bayley throws out Liv, and Bayley wins the Women's Royal Rumble match. Not Becky, who I thought it would be, but I do think that this makes interesting commentary, interesting TV with her in Damage Control. We'll have to see where this goes. But we're going to the Men's Rumble, the best match on the Royal Rumble, the Men's Rumble. Jay first, Jimmy second, Yeet Chance, stare down. That was better than the last 2 matches. Right then and there was this stare down by Jimmy and Jay. Grayson Waller, number 3, shitting on the whole thing. Andrade, number 4. Wild entrance gear. First time in WWE in 3 years. Where was he? He was putting Cody Rhodes through a flaming table. He was wrestling Rusev, doing Andrade things. Now he's in the Rumble. Carmelo Hayes at number 5. Shinsuke Nakamura, number 6. Crowd singing the song even after the music is done. Santos Escobar, number 7. Tries to befriend Andrade. Doesn't work at all. They go at it. Karrion Kross at 8. Dominic Mysterio, number 9. Chorus of boos. Carlito at number 10. Escobar on the outside. Carlito gets the apple, eats the apple. Carlito throws out Escobar. Bobby Lashley, number 11, sees Kross, throws him out. AOP makes their way down there, not in the match. Kross throws out Lashley, but definitely a dick move here from Kross, throwing out Lashley when he's not in the match. Comes across as a sore loser to me. I'm just going to say it. Kross seems like a sore loser in this scenario. Street Profits make their way out there, coming to the aid of Bobby Lashley getting attacked 3-on-1. They are brawling all the way to the back, and then Ludwig Kaiser comes out at number 12, having to dodge this brawl as he makes his way down the aisle. Austin Theory at number 13, Finn Balor at number 14, throws out Mello. Cody at number 15, he's over as fuck. Bronson Reed comes out at 16, throws out Andrade. Kofi at number 17. This is his 16th Rumble. I think they said that Kane is 18, which is the record, so he's getting pretty close. Crossroads, Nakamura eliminated. Kaiser eliminated by Kofi. Gunther, excuse me, I'm getting all choked up here. Gunther at 18 throws out Kofi. Ibar at number 19. Reed versus Ibar. Tree trunk battle. Braun Breaker, number 20. He throws out Jimmy, Finn, Breaker, and Gunther going at it. Omos comes out at number 21. I heard something cool about Braun Breaker, that he was supposed to not be in the Rumble, and that was supposed to be Brock's spot. And they gave it to Braun, and he kind of proved himself. So much so that I think that he's, it's imminent that he's going to be put on the main roster here. But almost comes out number 21, throws out Reed. Bronker spears Ibar, throws him out. Pat McAfee leaves the announcer's desk. He gets in the Rumble at number 22, sees Omos, sees Braun Breaker, and he eliminates himself. Breaker eliminates Omos. Dom throws out Breaker. JD McDonough at number 23. R-Truth at number 24. Gets JD eliminated twice somehow. Truth wants Dom to tag him in. Gunther locks in a headlock, and we get a hot tag, which is like the biggest reaction of this Rumble here was the R-Truth hot tag. Dominic playing along, getting the tag. This is great shit here. Tries to do the 5-knuckle shuffle and then eats a boot. The Miz at number 25. Priest at 26. He throws out Truth and gets booed. Number 27. CM Punk throws out Dom. Ricochet, number 28. Gunther chops Miz so hard that he gets eliminated. Drew at 29. Jay is gone. He lasted like 45 minutes. Sami Zayn at number 30. Ricochet is gone. CM Punk chants start. Sammy eliminates Priest. Drew eliminates Sammy. Gunther, Rhodes, Punk, and Drew. Roman watching from the skybox. Gunther chopping the shit out of Cody. Drew chopping the shit out of Punk. Punk throws out Drew. Light Punk chants. Cody eliminates Gunther. Crowd can't believe it. Rollins watching in the skybox. I can't believe it. Cody versus Punk teeing off on one another. I feel a little bad for Tony Khan here. Just a little bad. This could have been his match with Cody versus Punk. They're both working snug. Crossroads, GTS, both men down. Pedigree by Punk. GTS blocked. Cody throws out Punk. Cody wins the fucking Royal Rumble 2 years in a row. They said at the press conference, Hogan, HBK, Stone Cold, and now Cody are the only 4 men ever to win back-to-back Rumbles. He points at Roman. He wants Roman. But on Raw, Cody and Seth are talking, and Rollins wants Cody to want him. He says that you don't want to wrestle for the Universal title, the Hollywood title. You want to wrestle for the Workhorse title. And he says, think about it. What? No, dude, go for the Universal title. Finish that fucking story, dude. Finish the story. Cody's going to finish the story, but leaving the Rumble, the story was that CM Punk got hurt. He came out in a sling on Raw, congratulates Cody, and says that it's his dream to main event WrestleMania, but it maybe just not happen. And then he brings up Chad Gilbert, a guitar player in a band that I like, Newfound Glory. Says that he's got cancer and that he's always got a smile on his face, so he's not going to sit there with and beat himself up over this injury. I thought that was kind of cool. He says he loses more often than he wins, but he gets back into it. But this is just a bump in the road. He's saying that looking like he's saying all this looking like he's tearing up, though. It's kind of interesting to see. That was good because he had a chip on his shoulder, and Punk is best when he has a chip on his shoulder, when he has something to talk about, something to prove. And he had to prove that he was still fighting and that he was going to be valiant even in defeat, which Punk, I feel like since he returned, had nothing to really prove. It was already proven. Like, WWE took him back. He wanted to go, fuck you, AEW. I'm back in WWE now. It's pretty much what he said. Says WrestleMania just isn't in the cards for him this year. But he's going to bust his. And then right before he says ass, as Pat McAfee points out, you hear the sound of swinging swords. Drew McIntyre comes out, says that he's a poison in the locker room, and that that he will somehow, win the war, beating Punk. Punk swings valiantly, even though he's one-armed. Drew hits him, attacks the arm. Sami Zayn comes out swinging. Drew just went full heel here, which is good. We were waiting for this turn for months, and they utilized this Punk injury to solidify Drew as a heel. Sami versus Drew later on in the night. Drew took Sami out weeks ago, and now they're fighting again on Raw. Sami down but not out against Drew, against the Scottish psychopath. Claymore kick, 1, 2, 3. Sami is down and out. Drew wins. I also like Jay versus Bronson Reed here. The Tsunami, no one home. Spear from Jay. Uso splash, 1, 2, 3. And Andrade is back on Raw. Pat McAfee is back on Raw. And I really don't want to talk about Raw too much. I really wanted to focus on the Royal Rumble while highlighting some other stuff that took place this week. AEW Rampage. Takeshita versus Danielson. Takeshita is someone I think will bring AEW to the next level, into the future here. Wrestled here and then in DDT since the last time we spoke. He beat former Ring of Honor champion here, beat the former WCW roster member. Fletcher versus Jericho is going to be next week sometime, and Callis is cutting a promo here and says that Hobbs took care of Jericho, Takeshita took care of Jericho, and now Fletcher will take care of Jericho, and what's left of him, Callis will take care of, and there'll be nothing left but the tears. And that line was hilarious to me. But I do think that apparently Takeshita's contract is up, along with House of Black's contract, and House of Black, no brainer, they're going to go work with their boy Hunter in WWE, but Takeshita I would keep in AEW as long as possible. He's got the size. He's got the speed. He's kind of like, him and Callis is kind of like AEW's version, or could be AEW's version of Brock and Heyman a little bit here. I would strap the rocket to him. I think the world of Takeshita. But going over to AEW Collision, Serena Deeb was back. Kingston versus Willie Mack, solid match. Scary moment with Willie, though, landing on his head. Kingston won. Danielson versus Yuji Nagata. Can you believe that shit? Danielson going after the knee. Nagata lands an exploder. Locks in the crossface. Danielson reverses, going after the leg again. Nagata fires back. Crowd fires up. They go up to top rope. Nagata eats some headbutts. They come crashing down. Kick battle, Psycho knee, 1, 2, 3, shaking Nagata's hand, and then flicking Eddie Kingston off as Bryan Danielson leaves. It looks like they're doing Eddie Kingston versus Danielson for this Triple Crown title that they kind of just conjured up. Sign me up. I'm into it. Cage match was the main event, though. House of Black versus FTR and Garcia. Down to 2 men on each team. Garcia bleeding really bad. Needs a bandage. Gets the bandage. Cash goes through a table on the outside, falling from the side of the cage down. Buddy Matthews could have fallen down there and, been one step closer to victory, but chose to climb up the cage. Garcia, seeing that it could be a potential 2-on-1 attack, throws Malachi Black at the cage, which shakes the cage, which makes Buddy Matthews fall through another table, and then they're back at it again, 1-on-1. Garcia, the bloodied and battered Garcia versus the leader, Malachi Black. Garcia somehow gets the upper hand, but then Julia Hart, cold-hearted bitch ass, missed Garcia in the face. Garcia still fighting. Black is about to just walk out the cage, but then he gets called a bitch. He's got to turn around for that. Garcia rope-a-dopes his ass, pile driver on a chair, Garcia climbing out, Malachi going for the door, but then Mark Briscoe ain't going to let it go down like that, slams the door in his face like he was China and Malachi Black was Cactus Jack at the free-for-all of that one pay-per-view from WWF back in the day. Garcia drops down, FDR and Garcia win the match. That match was fucking sick. January has been sick so far. You had the Royal Rumble, you had Wrestle Kingdom, you had the really awesome collision feud between House of Black and FTR. I've really enjoyed 2024 wrestling so far, and it's going to get better. I mean, WWE seems like it's firing on all cylinders. If you watch the body of the program, of course, there was all these Vince McMahon allegations of, the old guy taking a shit on, I think her name was, Miss Grant or Miss Hunt or something like that. I got to say, I believe this woman. I believe this happened. I would be okay with never seeing Brock Lesnar again. I don't think we're ever going to see Vince again, and I would be okay with John Laurinaitis fucking off as well. Ronda Rousey putting her 2 cents in, saying that, Bruce Pritchard is pretty much Vince McMahon adjacent. I thought that for the longest time. Even when Bruce Pritchard was doing that podcast, he would constantly be defending Vince McMahon, kind of like he always knew he was going to be getting a job back there one day. So I would get Vince McMahon out of there, or Bruce Pritchard out of there. Kevin Dunn already politely stepped down. I mean, he kind of saw the writing on the wall. He stepped down. But yeah, I would get Vince's guys out of there, because Vince's guys at least knew that shit was going down, in my opinion. Like, knew exactly all the details. I don't think that the outer perimeter of the Vince circle maybe knew the details. They might have known that there was relations going down and that Vince was cheating on his wife, but I don't think that they knew about the restraining and the pooping and the enticing Brock Lesnar to come back to WWE due to sex trafficking this woman. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's rough to talk about. That's why I saved it for the end. But I'm going to still be talking about wrestling. I still love wrestling. And I'm definitely glad that it's getting cleaned up. You got to clean it up, because it's getting messy, especially when you're talking about poop.